Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into what it takes to master a super important role, the junior accountant. In Turkey, they call it the Earn Muhasebe Personali, and honestly, they're the financial heartbeat of any company. We're going to go over how you can shift from just being good at your job to being the person they absolutely can't live without.
So let me ask you this. What really separates a good bookkeeper from a truly great one? It's not just about speed or knowing the software. It's a total shift in how you see your role, moving from just completing tasks to delivering real professional value. And by the end of this, you're going to have the exact blueprint to make that happen.
So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll nail the daily flow. Then we'll talk about how to be a guardian of the company's money. After that, we'll get into turning raw data into smart decisions. And finally, we'll wrap it all up into your own personal blueprint for success. Ready? Let's dive. Okay, first things first, mastering the daily flow. You have to think of this as the absolute foundation of a house. These are the tasks that you just can't skip, the bedrock that everything else is built on. If you get this part right, you're already halfway there. And that foundation really stands on three main pillars. First up is document management. That means every single invoice, every receipt is handled with total precision. Then you've got account tracking, which is basically knowing exactly who owes you money and who you owe money to. And it all comes together with perfect handling of cash and bank transactions. Now here's a perfect example of why that precision matters so much. In Turkey, VAT, or KDV, isn't one size fits all. So let's say you're invoicing for electronics, which have a 20% VAT, but you make a mistake and use the 8% rate for food. Look at what happens on the left. You've instantly created a tax problem for the company and an argument with your customer. The correct invoice on the right, clean, compliant, and zero headaches. That's the goal.
And check out this cautionary tale. A customer pays 20,000 Turkish lira. The money hits the bank, but someone forgets to record it. In that 1 second, the company's reality is distorted. Every financial report is now wrong, the business thinks it's poorer than it is, and that customer's account is still showing a debt. This just goes to show recording things in real time isn't just busy work. It's about keeping the books honest.
So when it comes to managing those current accounts, or carry hisap, it's all about being proactive. You're not waiting for problems, you're tracking due dates, sending out polite reminders before things get awkward, and you're paying your own suppliers on time to keep those relationships strong. And you're regularly checking in with your partners to make sure your numbers match their numbers. This whole process is what keeps the cash flowing smoothly.
All right, so once you've got that daily flow down cold, your role starts to change. You level up. You're not just processing information anymore. You are actively protecting the business. This next part is all about becoming a guardian of the bottom line, literally shielding the company from expensive mistakes.
And this right here is the mindset you need to adopt. You're not just entering data into a spreadsheet, you are the company's first line of defense. Every single number you verify, every invoice you check, think of it as an act of protection. You're safeguarding the company's money and its reputation.
And believe me, the stakes are seriously high. Like our source material warns, a tiny data entry error, like that VAT mistake we just talked about, isn't just a little slip-up. Come tax audit time, that oops can turn into huge financial penalties and a legal nightmare. Your attention to detail is what stands in the way of that.
So what's your best weapon in this fight? What's the most powerful tool you have as a guardian? It's this number right here. 2. The double check rule. It's so simple. Every important entry, every critical calculation gets reviewed twice. It's a tiny habit that catches almost every single mistake, and it's what separates the amateurs from the pros.
And that brings us to the final evolution, the top tier of your role. Once you're a master of the flow and a guardian of the finances, you get to become a true strategic partner. This is where you stop just reporting on the past and start shaping the future by turning data into actual business intelligence. Now look at this. I think this is fascinating. It breaks down what it takes to be a modern accountant. Technical skill, yeah, that's the foundation. It's 40%. But look at the rest. Analytical insight and communication make up the other 60%. A great accountant doesn't just give you the numbers. They help you understand what the numbers are actually saying.
And communication is a real skill. I mean, let's be honest. Chasing late payments can be super awkward. But look at this email. It's not angry. It's not passive. It's polite. It's professional. And it's crystal clear. This is the kind of communication that keeps relationships good and gets the cash in the door faster. It's a win-win. Of course, none of this is possible without mastering your tools. In today's Turkish business world, that means you've got to be fluent in accounting software like Logo or Netsys. It means you can navigate the government's e-invoice portals in your sleep. It means you know your way around Excel to find insights, and you use tools like Trello to keep it all organized. Tech is your best friend for being fast and accurate.
Okay, so we have covered a ton of ground. Let's pull it all together now into a really simple, really powerful blueprint that you can start using tomorrow to build your career and become totally essential to your company. This right here is the whole game plan. Every action you take has a direct and powerful impact. You double-check your data, boom, you're building trust and avoiding fines. You communicate clearly, you get paid faster, and people actually like working with you. You master your software, you get more done with fewer mistakes. And when you report with 100% accuracy, you give your leaders the clear vision they need to make smart decisions.
And the final piece of this puzzle might just be the most important. Things change. Tax laws get updated, new software comes out, the business world is always moving. The very best professionals know that learning isn't a task you check off a list. It's just part of who you are. If you stay curious and keep learning, you will always be valuable.
So, let's circle back to that first question. What separates the good from the great? It's that journey. From processing data to protecting the business to providing insights that no one else can. You have the blueprint, you know the steps. The only question left is the one you have to answer for yourself. What's the first step you're going to take to become truly indispensable?